Good day. This is the diary of the Pan-African preacher. There's an African proverb that says, "The sun never sets without fresh news." Our diary event today is Solar Africa. Africa has some of the most brilliant leaders I have ever come across. Its entrepreneurs are cutting a pathway to success that is unprecedented. African youth are the most dynamic and creative ever to grace this planet. Our political leadership is our problem. This is not due to their lack of intelligence, data, potential, or prospect. It is their short-sightedness and their commitment to the short-term priorities of the now, the immediate, the instantaneous. This explains, to my mind at least, why it is that the United Kingdom, with less than a third of the equatorial blast of sun, has installed and enjoys more solar energy than the entire African continent put together. This is so even though 60% of the materials needed for capturing the radiation of the sun is sourced on the African continent. The issue is not a complicated one. Solar products in Africa are limited, expensive, and solar production is off the grid. Solar products in Europe are ever expanding and on the electricity grid. So what does that mean? It means that electricity is cheaper when the source of energy and its distribution is cheaper and cleaner. Solar energy speaks to a commitment to cheaper, renewable energy and a greener future. In order for the majority of Africans to further benefit from the sun above their heads, the energy it radiates has to be captured, stored, and distributed. The present power companies are centralized and are dragging their feet when it comes to investing in renewable energy sources, especially solar energy. Bankers and financiers are not willing to give affordable loans for mini-grids to be able to establish small and medium-sized mini-grids in small and medium-sized towns or rural communities. Almost a third of Africans do not have any access to electricity, often resorting to the use of kerosene or wood. It does not take rocket science. Accessible, reliable, safe, and affordable electricity can improve the lives of millions of people in sub-Saharan Africa. They can work longer and be more productive. Their children can study at night. Women and young girls can walk home at night under the safety of working streetlights. Hospitals can provide reliable health care to those who need it. And more businesses can be established and they can produce more goods. All of these contribute to a raising of living standards for ordinary Africans. Vested, entrenched interests in maintaining the status quo is slowing down electrification to rural Africa and the offering of cheaper and more reliable energy to urban Africa. Politicians, you need to pass legislation that decentralizes and demonopolizes the power companies in Africa. As a college student, I came across a proverb that summarizes the present African political leadership. There are none so blind as they who will not see. It means that you will never be able to make some persons understand or accept something if they are too stubborn to learn or to notice. They are instrumental in keeping millions of people in the dark. O African son, what you have done. You have addled or confused the brains of our politicians. Ashe.